Okay, so what is a document library? Document library is one of the basic fundamental things of SharePoint. SharePoint is collaboration, and document libraries is the epitome of that collaboration. Ultimately, what a document library is in SharePoint is a place to store documents. Everything in SharePoint is labeled, or any document, like a Word file, Excel, PDF, it's categorized as a content type. And within SharePoint, those content types have certain metadata attached to them. And that's basically it. So your most basic content type in SharePoint is called a documents content type. And by definition or by default, when you add a document like a Word, Excel, any document, it'll be classified as a content type and then have default metadata associated with it. The reason why it's important is because you can create your own custom content types or use other content types built within SharePoint or a document library, and you can have new metadata classified or added to any type of document. So to create a new document within SharePoint, you can click on New, and then here you go. You can create a Word, Excel, PowerPoint, anything like that. So let's do that. Let's just quickly create a Word document. And now we've created a Word document, and that's it. And if to go back, we can simply click on the left item here, go right back to our document library called Shared Documents, and here we go. Here is our document. If we quickly go to the site content or the site settings for this library, we can see this. Well, we'd have to do a bit more things. First, go to Advanced, turn on Allow Management of Content Types, click OK. And then here we go. And so remember what I said, everything's classified as a content type. Here it is. It's classified as a document content type. And if we go into this deeper, here is the metadata that's associated by default with a document content type. So file and title, or name and title. And then these are the types of metadata they are, and then whether it's required or not required. We're going to go to the document. And then, as I said, I'm showing you that this is a content type. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you. So I'm going to go to view. I'm going to do edit current view. And then here's where I want to go to content type. I want to add that. So basically I'm adding a new column. That's the document content type. And so that's how you upload a document. Again, everything in SharePoint is always classified as classified into a content type, and then you have multiple different types of content types. So let's do it again. Let's create, and I guess when you enable content types, it removes the other options that you have or that you once had. So that's weird. So let's go back here. Let's disable this. Click OK. And then documents. And let's try it again. That's a little weird why that is, but either way. So let's do an Excel document. And so again, we can type in 4 and 5, whatever. And then once again, we want to go back to our document library. And as you can see, they're both classified as documents content types, but they're two different types of documents. So again, what content types is, it's basically the container that Microsoft understands documents to be, and then that content type has metadata associated with it. So if we wanted to, and I have a feeling it's going to break this new thing here, but if we go here, click here, and let's go back and re-enable this, click OK. And let's add. Here it says add from existing content types. So again, documents is the default one, but you have a whole plethora of all these different types of content types. So for example, if we're adding pictures to this library, we could add this content type called pictures. And so what that does is now we can classify that JPEG or image document as a picture, and then now it'll have that metadata associated with that item, okay? So it just makes things a little bit easier with respect to findability and searchability and just categorization. And obviously, if you have any retention periods or any type of processes or workflows associated with a content type, you could leverage the multiple different types of content types to have those workflows run off of those specific types of content types. Okay. So again, yeah, I did break it, but it is what it is. So now if we wanted, we can include a picture. We can create a new picture and then upload a document or upload a picture or whatever. So here we go, this JPEG. And so now we're uploading this image and we're classifying it with this picture content type. So because there's multiple content types associated with this library, it's basically saying, hey, I don't know what you want me to classify this document as. You want me to classify as a document or as a picture? I'm going to say picture. And then as you can see, new metadata. Why? Because content types are the container, and then the content types have additional metadata associated with them. So this picture, see, I can even add an image URL to this for this particular picture if I wanted. So I'm going to click save. And so now here I now have, as you can see, two content types and one that's holding my document, and then I have another one that's holding my picture. Okay. It's really interesting. I never really noticed that it breaks. So let's go back. Let's turn this off again. I swear sometimes you can, the little Easter eggs you find, and then click new and it's back. So it's interesting why it disappears when you have multiple content types if within a document library. It's almost like it punishes you for having multiple content types. But yeah, it's quite interesting that if you have multiple content types, it will remove this new or change it a little bit. So a little strange. So I'll just remove this. Don't need that and just delete that. But ultimately, this is a document library. Obviously, with document libraries, you also have contextual navigation. So like I mentioned earlier, you can share, delete, pin to top. So you can do that. You can favorite items, and there's so many things you can do. You can create views where you can only show, if you only wanted to show certain types of things, you can have it set and do that. You could also format the current view, make a little bit of styling, things like that, conditional formatting, cool things like that. So there's a lot of options that you can do with the document library. What SharePoint is collaboration. And so the whole idea is you want this to be something where you can effectively collaborate, work with others in a proactive way, productive way. And so that's why the document library is a very versatile, very important component within SharePoint. And I always say something is only as good as who wields it. Like, I'm not a carpenter, but I'm sure they can do a lot of amazing things with a hammer versus me, I can just maybe hurt my foot with a hammer. So just like document library, who wields it can make it really amazing or make it really painful. So that's a document overall. We're going to get more into details of things like that with uploading and creating new views and things like that in another video. Again, I do courses, so if you want to get more in depth, you could always go to my courses and get the information there. All right, thanks.